Well, welcome back. Today, while we have Ampere's hand on hand to talk about right hand rules, I wanted to tell you about a monster that mathematicians have discovered lurking out in the universe as they've gone out in their exploration of everything that can possibly be. So let's think about the right hand rules. We have specific directions that we call 1, 2, 3. And normally we take X to be the number 1 direction and point our thumb in that direction. And then Y is going up. And then the Z direction, the number 3 direction, goes the way of your other fingers or your palm. So it's kind of like X times Y equals Z. And in fact, that's a type of multiplication that mathematicians talk about. It's called a cross product. But what happens if I flip the X and the Y around and I do up first and then over? Well, then that palm is pointing back at me the other direction. So I just said, okay, I pick an X direction and a Y direction, and I get the Z out automatically. That makes plenty of sense to mathematicians. And the important thing is that I have to talk about the directions in order. 1, 2, and 3. And we're used to talking about X, Y, and Z. All I did was change Y and X around, and I ended up pointing the other direction. I got a minus sign that showed up. X times Y is positive Z. Y times X is negative Z. They're opposite from each other. And that makes perfectly good sense to mathematicians, which says something about mathematicians, I suppose. But it means that if you aren't careful with your right hand rules, you will discover that monster, the minus sign of 180 degrees. And so if you do your vectors in the wrong order, you will incur the wrath of the minus sign of 180 degrees and experience all of the negativity that goes along with it. So be very, very careful with your right hand rules. And also, I want to thank the National Endowment for the Humanities for providing the money to allow us to have these wonderful new graphics in this. So I look forward to talking to you again in the near future.